What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Reel Hunting, where we hunt for the good reels so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad. BrettMan's over here, and you know him. He's back. Chris is right down here. Beers with the bros.
Wearing that ridiculous hat.
He brings this up every time. Mute him. He's muted.
He's muted. You're all muted.
You cannot mute a co-host of this show.
But Beers with the Bros is back, baby. And today we are talking our top 5. Each of us will be given our top five favorite Christmas movies with some honorable mentions. We're jacked. How are you guys doing today?
Well, I'm doing a lot better than Chris because I'm not wearing that hat. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
JK.
Not fired, dude. He is out for blood tonight.
Yeah, man.
He needs my support more than ever.
Just kidding, guys. I'm doing great. It's Christmas. I know like 2020 has just been a dark time for everybody, but Christmas is the ultimate holiday to bring everybody's moods up with good old jolly cheer and eggnog and just whatever makes you happy. So I'm happy to be here.
Right you are, Ted. How are you, Chris?
Oh, man, I'm 100%. Never been better. I feel good. I feel, you know what? This whole year has sucked so much ass. So glad for the holidays to roll around. I'm in the Christmas spirit. It is in me, dude. It's in my body. It's on my nipples. I am ecstatic about this, man. It's one of my favorite times of the year. Second only to Halloween in terms of watching movies because huge Christmas movie fan. So I'm good, man. I feel good. I feel right. I've been drinking a lot.
Hey, there you go. It wouldn't be Beers with the Bros without some kind of alcohol, baby.
There we go.
That's why we call it Beers with the Bros, my friend. If you guys don't know, our man Chris down here is actually a craft beer brewer himself. He makes plenty of good beverages. That's why I just wanted to let you kind of guys know where the name came from here. We all like our craft beers. Chris in particular, he's a freaking brewer in his own world.
He loves that habanero beer.
Oh my gosh.
The what?
The habanero beer.
Oh, God. The power of Christ compels you.
Or like the power of Christ compels the apple.
So, that being said, let's get into this thing, man. Like, top 5 Christmas music movies with some honorable mentions. Let's start talking about the honorable mentions a little bit. Brett, you want to start things off?
Am I doing 2?
Yeah, man,
dude.
Too.
All right.
Good about it.
Okay, 2 honorable mentions. I'm making it like a last flip, so just bear with me, guys. My first honorable mention is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I know it's like one of the most controversial movies about like, oh, it's a Halloween movie. No, it's a Christmas movie. Halloween, Christmas. Why can it not be both? Like, I watch this movie every Christmas and Halloween. That's what I love about this movie. But it has a great Christmas message. I'm trying to figure out like the true meaning of Christmas. Of course, Santa comes in telling good old Jack the Pumpkin King just what Christmas is all about.
I like it, dude. That's a good pick. Yeah, it's a classic.
I'm very envious because I didn't think of that one.
Yeah, hey, that's what you got me there for, being the Disney nerd that I am.
Solid choice, my friend.
So let me go ahead and go with my last honorable mention. This is the one that I originally had at my number 5, but just something in here just told me just to do the last flip. So I might actually that was The Nightmare Before Christmas. So my other honorable mention is 4 Christmases, and that's with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. And that has a little like soft place for me just because me and my mom watched that movie when it first came out to DVD. And it's a tradition of ours to watch it every single year when I was living with her. And ever since, that I'm starting living by myself, I still watch that movie because it's just such a fun time. It has a very good, hilarious story to it with some good characters, and it's just a very fun Christmas movie.
I like it. I like it.
I dig it, man. I'm actually very jealous again.
And plus, John Favreau is in it, just kicking Vince Vaughn's ass. So how do you not like that?
And Tim McGraw are his fucking brothers, which is like the funniest thing on planet Earth. I love that.
It's like he's got all the names like Denver. It's like, wait, why is his name Denver? Because he was conceived in Denver. Like,
and Vince Vaughn and John Favreau, they're actually good friends in real life, and it shows. They're buddies. They actually they get each other's advice and opinions all the time on their projects and stuff. So
you can say they're good enough friends to send each other Christmas cards.
Precisely.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Chris, what are your honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. Now, this is I hate to do this because I'm going to catch a lot for this. Okay, one, and I watch this movie every year. It's near and dear to me. One honorable, Bad Santa.
Billy Bob.
Bad Santa every year, man. The second one sucks balls, but the first one, hilarious. Still watch it every year. Near and dear to my heart. Was almost in the top 5, barely escaped. And the second one, I am going to be crucified for this. Okay, so almost in my top 5. I put Elf, the honorable mention, so it's not in my top 5.
You're busting my jingle balls, man. What the hell?
Elf's not even.
Burrows, it's a hard pill to swallow. For me, it just wasn't there. So I put it honorable mention. I still watch it, but it just wasn't in the top 5. So I put Bad Santa, Elf, HMs.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Freaking Elf, man. It's not even in my top 7, man.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I just don't like
it as burnt alive as I thought.
I'm not a huge.
This is Bert here, real quick. I just wanted to let y'all know you really hurt Brett's feelings, so I'm going to take over. Okay.
Upset Bert.
I don't like Will Ferrell that much, and Elf is probably my favorite movie with Will Ferrell. But he's still just over the top for me, man. And I think it pays off in this role more so than others. But I'm not a huge fan of Will Ferrell. But anyway, I'll get into
y'all
mine.
just mad that Buddy the Elf just piss excellence in the morning.
He pisses syrup. Hey, look, I like the story. I like the story and everything. I do. It's cool. But it's just, for me, it's not something that it's not one of my favorites. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
That's fair.
I end up watching it all the time. And honestly, like, yeah, I dig it, man. But either way, Brad,
what are your honorable mentions?
Mine would be, okay, and it's going to be, I know, I feel this is so cliche, man, but I like Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. I really dig that one. I love it. It's fantastic. That's one I used to watch all the time as a kid. Probably as a kid, I probably watched it more than the original one. I watched it just because the stuff at the end, like the freaking Harry and Marv torture stuff, was way over the top. And as a kid, I was really into it, you know. Where Marv is getting shot by the staple gun dude, and he busts in the door and he says, "Harry, I've reached the top," and he freaking busts down in there, and he gets electrocuted, and skeletons are popping up, and just being in New York is a cool setting. I loved it. Where they're hiding in little houses and they're catching, with the sticky bandits. Yeah, I love that stuff. So that's one. The other one is going to be Scrooged with Bill Murray. I love the story of the Christmas Carol. And I need to revisit like the classic Christmas Carol movies. I guess I haven't seen those in so long. But the story itself I love, and just adding the twist of Bill Murray as Scrooge is really cool. And just the kind of the style they did, it's very entertaining. And again, it's one I've recently watched it for the first time, and it was one of those that I really like, and that's probably going to be one of my staples from this point on.
Yeah, I've never heard of Scrooge with Bill Murray, but now I'm glad I did, because I can easily see Bill Murray play a good Scrooge. So that is a great recommendation. And Home Alone, like what you mentioned, Brad, would be in my top 5 if I can actually remember that movie. It's been such a long, long time. That's why it's not even honorable mention, because I wouldn't think that'd be fair to mention something if I don't remember it and do it justice. So if we maybe do another top 5, someday, hopefully I can watch Home Alone and include that on the list.
Mine's going to change too, because there's a lot of classic Christmas movies I haven't seen. I've seen It's a Wonderful Life, but I haven't seen it in a long, like since I was probably Brett's age. And
that was wee whittle.
Yeah, no, since probably since I was like 10 years old. And I, even then it was an emotional thing, like, and I got the story, but I just haven't revisited it. And it's one of those that I'm probably going to revisit, if not this year, between now and the ending of the Christmas season. It's going to be really soon, because that's one I think might end up being in my top 5, but it's just not at this point because I haven't seen it in so long.
I got you. Chris, what are your thoughts about his honorable mentions?
Are you fucking kidding me? What were they? No,
they were Home Alone 2 and Scrooge.
Solid. Scrooge was actually on the list over here. I had to find a place to put it. I couldn't put it in anywhere. But it is a classic, and I do love it. Home Alone 2 is another one where it's kind of like, I love that movie because I loved it as a kid. I've seen the first one many times, as you will come to find out. But the Home Alone 2 I have not seen in a very long time, so it would be unfair for me to try to slide it in here because I can't really remember that much about it. The old fucking pigeon lady now. I remember her. And, yes, that old crazy and the pigeon shit on Marv or Harry, one of them. So I remember a little bit, and I do love that movie, but it's been so long that I couldn't put it in mine. But, yeah, man, I agree with it 100%, yeah. Mm-hmm. His HMs, they get me going.
There you go. So, we ready to go into our top 5, fellas?
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Me.
All right. You're the guest. So go ahead, Chris. And what we'll do.
I said that because I didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole trying to figure it out. I wanted to go first. Number 5. Okay. And this is.
All right. And before you get started, sorry, how we're going to do this, guys, is 5, it'll be Chris, then Brad, then me. And then 4, Chris, Brad, and me, and so on. So that's how we're going to do it. So, Chris, start us off.
Yes. Yeah. Number 5.
My name's Jeff.
My name
is Jeff. Number 5. I said for number 5, and I don't think I thought this through, but I'm going to say number 5, Christmas Vacation. I put it out there. I said it quick, because I felt like I wanted it to be higher, but when I looked at the other movies, I just couldn't slide it in there anywhere else. So it's like number 5, Christmas Vacation, final offer. I'll put it out there. That's my number 5.
All right. Brad?
I can dig it. My number 5 is Black Christmas 2019. Now, I thought this brought a lot of things to the franchise. No, I'm kidding. No, it's Black Christmas, but it's the 1974 version. And the only reason it's so far down in this is just because I've only, started watching that here kind of recently as well. And it's one of those that I love it. And now that I've seen it, I keep watching it. And but it's not quite yet at this point, because I just watched it for the first time a few years ago. So these other ones on the list I watch more often, and I've seen more often. So yeah, but I absolutely love Black Christmas. We're going to get into it a lot, I'm sure. I imagine it's on your list, Brett. Yeah, it's probably.
No! I'm sorry, man. I've been drinking all day. What are you talking about?
No, you're
number
good,
5,
man.
no? Come on.
I got other stuff on the list, dude. I got other stuff on the list.
So you didn't. So wait a minute. You're not a fan of Black Christmas, the original?
Oh, you said the original. I thought you said the fucking remake.
He was fucking joking.
Oh. I'm sorry,
No.
man. As soon as you said 2019, I was like,
Yeah, that's why you needed I was trying to get you to come back, because I was trying to tell you he was joking. All right, so Brad, you ready for my number 5?
I am, dude.
It was an honorable mention, but I decided last minute to put it at my number 5, and that is Black Christmas of 2006. So let me tell you about Black Christmas 2006, and obviously I'm joking. It is also Black Christmas, the original from 1974. And how can it not? It is absolutely the best horror movie Christmas movie out there. I'm not sure why it's not more appreciated as it is. It is a fantastic movie where it creates the ultimate, like, creepy, chilling atmosphere. And the phone calls from Billy are I'm getting like little goosebumps thinking about his voice right now, just tormenting the girls at that house. And of course, John Saxon's in the movie too, and anything he's in, being a sheriff or the authority figure, he is going to nail that role. And so that's why at my number 5 is the original Black Christmas.
I dig it, my friend. I dig it.
All right, so Chris, we are going to number 4.
Yeah, I'm looking at this list and I'm just fighting with myself. And I was fighting with it when I put it together. I'm still fighting with myself.
Go with your gut. Trust your instincts.
Trust my gut. I say number 4, okay, and I still watch this oldie but goodie, which you'll see a lot of these are. I say number 4, Tim Allen as Santa Claus.
Good choice.
Great choice.
You got to.
I totally agree with that, man.
I think I saw it with my dad initially, like years ago. So I think it's like holds a special place for me, and watch it every year. And it's not like that great of a movie. It's just a classic for me. So so I rock it out, man. Number 4, the Santa Claus.
I can't disagree with that, man. I'm a
that's
big
a
fan.
good choice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that movie. Okay, so we'll move on.
Before you go to your number 4, Chris, I'm actually on the side where I like the Santa Claus 2 better than the original.
Better than the original?
Yeah, which I'm not sure if that's like a memory thing, but I always remember Santa Claus 2.
See, I
know that's controversial. But that's just my opinion.
Years. Maybe I should go back and revisit it. I'm not sure if that one.
Yeah, it's just like, with the whole Mrs. Claus angle, and I thought it was just a very nice Christmas story.
I'll have to go back and check it out.
Fair enough. So number 4 for me is so just so you guys know, I'm not including Die Hard in this list. I'm not including Batman Returns in this list just because it's not fair to the other Christmas movies, okay? Because obviously Die Hard would be my number 1.
Yeah, like they're Christmas movie, but they're not like pure Christmas movies.
Yeah, I'm not going to count those just because I don't want them to overshadow some of these other more classic Christmas movies. Number 4 for me, though, now that I got that out of the way, is going to be, and you guys might, I don't know, the chat's probably going to explode, or not the chat, the comment section, that this is over Black Christmas, but it's Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. Just because I freaking love this thing, man. Ever since it came out, I've been a big fan of it. You get little Anakin Skywalker in there, and then you got Arnold, dude. Just, hey, put that cookie down now. And he has that freaking Duke It Out session with the Big Show. And at that time, obviously, the Big Show was, I think he was the Giant at that time, and he was big. I mean, he's always big, but he was, big in a pop culture sense. And that was cool. And Arnold was hilarious in it. Sinbad was a nice addition. And nobody likes Booster.
I like Booster.
It's relatable, too, because there's always that one thing that you want to get, but you can't get your freaking hands on it. Like the new Xboxes every year when they come out, or every time, not every year, but when they come out, you just can't get your paws on those bad boys, and it's just relatable going out there and trying to do it all on Christmas Eve. It's a great story. I find it funny and entertaining, and just can't get enough of it, man.
Yeah, unless if your name's Booster, then you can easily get your paws on it. So, my number 4 is Christmas Vacation, and how can you not include Christmas Vacation in a top 5? Like just like Griswold, just him cussing out his boss, like that scene is terrific. Cussing Eddie is hilarious. Like I love Cousin Eddie, and actually one of the most underrated like comedy skits in that movie is the grandmother and goes, "Would you like to say grace? I pledge allegiance to the flag." And of course, the ending where all the fireworks are going off, and she's like, "And the rockets regular." Oh, I'd laugh my ass off every time. So, Christmas Vacation #4.
Why is the floor all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot.
Something else that's funny about that movie that I like either went over my head or never paid attention to when I was younger. The fucking Christmas lights scene, everybody's like trying to figure out, and she's like keeps hitting the switch, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
oh." Maybe I was just super drunk the other night, but that scene really fucking cracked me up.
Oh, that's a
It's
great
so good.
scene because Griswold was so proud of what he did. I think when he puts the thing in, it doesn't work. And then he went to the fucking garage, and it freaking works. Oh, was it the garage
ought
or
to
was
do
it the
it.
kitchen?
He goes, "This ought to do it." He comes walking around. I love that whole sequence.
Yeah, that's great.
Funnier than I had remembered it being when I was younger.
So,
Okay, what are we
Chris,
on?
we are on #3.
Numero tres. Okay, see, we're gonna get into some uncharted territory here. See, for number 3, I put. Like I'm gonna catch a lot of shit. The original Home Alone. Home Alone 1 is out. It's over there. We're the wet bandits. You know. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, man. The when he touches the doorknob. Nothing can top that, man. That is my childhood idea of Christmas is in that movie. I watch it every year. I can't deny it. It takes me back every time. It's just as good every time I watch it. Love it. Home Alone 1.
All right, there you go. And I would put Home Alone again too, but again, I don't remember it quite as much, so I gotta rewatch it.
But you are. My number three here, ladies and gents, is going to be Christmas Vacation. We've already talked about it. Of course, written by John Hughes. Chevy Chase is the lead, and it's just a hilarious movie. We've already mentioned the scene with the lights. I like the scene in the attic where he goes up there and he's putting the Christmas presents up and he gets locked in there and he's walking around. He's getting friggin' knocked in the face by boards and he falls through the ceiling and he just tries to get that heat there from the ground that's coming in through the broken drywall. And I love that. And just the whole thing with a Christmas tree. Oh, yeah. Looks great. A little full, a lot of sap, all that, and he's freaking stuck. And yeah, I love all that. And just it's really a lot of the small nuances you get from Chevy Chase in this movie that I love so much, like his reactions to things with once Cousin Eddie's introduced and just all that stuff. The little small things that aren't even a part of the dialogue really is the stuff that I like. When Cousin Eddie walks over and breaks this little spinny thing and it just all falls apart and he's over there trying to fix it. And like all that stuff is great, man. I love the movie. It's great. I watch it every year. It's one of those that's steadily climbed my list of Christmas movies every year since I first watched it, probably, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. It's great, man.
All righty. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my number 3 since Brad won't appreciate this movie. My number 3 is Elf. And Elf, again, have like a little attachment story to this. That I actually took out my first date ever to go see Elf. And we both really, really enjoyed it. Yes, Chris, I know. Don't get that shocking look on your face. Anywho's, you're freaking me out. Anyway, Elf, great movie. In my opinion, is Will Ferrell's best film, because he actually gets to be himself in Elf, like high energetic, over the top, and this was the perfect movie for him to do that. With just how the Buddy character is what the Buddy is one of the most iconic Christmas characters out there in the world of cinema, in my opinion. Very recognizable, and he goes, I'm singing, and it's awesome stuff. And again, another great Christmas story about like finding your lost family and all that, and just it's a great movie.
No tomato. Too vulnerable.
I like.
They bring Peter Dinklage, his character, in, and it's like, how about a tomato? And he's no tomatoes. Too vulnerable.
I agree with you, Brett. I think it is definitely Will Ferrell's best role because of the character of Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color? I just think I still just don't like Will Ferrell that much, but his style does fit with this character, which makes it my favorite. And obviously, you got Jon Favreau directing the damn thing, and it's a good. I mean, we watch it every year. It's one of Michelle's favorite, my wife's favorite Christmas movies. So we watch it every year, and I mean, it's obviously it's a classic, and I'm glad one of us said it because me and Chris didn't have it. Well, I guess Chris had it in your honorable mention, but it's great stuff, man. I do approve of the choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not for me.
No, hey, and you know what? That is easily okay.
Except for
Nerny, dude.
I love when he's down in the mailroom though, and he sucks it up.
And then he just freaking dancing on that table.
Even James Caan in that was very good.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
He's an angry little elf.
Call me an elf again.
Yeah.
If he's choking Buddy, and Buddy's going, elf.
It's probably the only person that ever lived was calling Tyrion Lannister an elf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, of course, I got to say my favorite line real quick.
Yes, please.
Bye, Buddy. I hope you find your dad. That whale. It goes, I will, Mr. Whale. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's like my wife was telling me this the other day. She watched this. My wife was telling me this thing the other day. She watched this. They got this series on Netflix called "The Movies That Made Us" or whatever. They did the Home Alone,
Very good.
and they did Elf. And she said that there was a lot of issues with Elf behind the scenes after they did the well thing and stuff with the the clay animation stuff.
Oh, really?
Because they wanted to make it a big part of the story. Jon Favreau did. But they didn't realize until after that there could be copyright issues with the reindeer, the Rudolph shows from earlier. So they had this, like, they made the whole movie, and then they're like, okay, are we going to run into some problems with the copyright thing? They ended up making a deal and making it work. And luckily, if they didn't, the whole movie might have been scrapped.
Wow. See, I did not know that. That's interesting. I got to watch that series.
Yeah, I've got two here that I've got 1/2 beside because I couldn't figure out which order to fucking put these things in.
Again, go with your gut. It never steers you wrong.
It's probably going to be counter to what you all would pick, but I wasn't aware of like trying to exclude any movie, or anything like that. No exclusions in my book. So I put number 2. I put Die Hard.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. If you want to include it,
that's fair.
Yeah.
You guys can edit it out if you want to fuck me, if I need to pick something else, I will.
No, you're good with it, man.
Hey, and explain why.
A little, your thing over. I've always had Die Hard as one of my favorite Christmas movies. So I'll put it number 2. I watch it every year. It's a movie that in my mind is timeless. Like every year that I watch it, I feel like I'm as old as like a 12-year-old boy watching it for the first time. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Bruce Willis, like it's just such a time capsule, like of that era of action movie. Mm-hmm. And I know there's some controversy of whether it's a Christmas movie or it's an action movie. It's both, I think. But I watch it every year. I fucking love it. It's Christmas to me. So I'll put it in there as Christmas movie. Can't live without it. Every year, gotta do it. Love it. It's an awesome movie. Love it. It's one of my favorites. Even outside of Christmas, I would probably put it like in my top 10 or something. Love it. It's a great movie.
There you go. And again, we don't blame you because Die Hard, it does have a lot of Christmas elements to it that makes it a Christmas movie. So I do not blame you. And we easily allow for you to have Die Hard on your list because, again, it's your list.
You okay with it, Brian?
I'm good, man. Because I would have put it on mine, but I wanted to. For me personally, I wanted to talk about the other Christmas movies that I enjoy. So I don't have any issues. No.
You're good.
This is your list. Just for my list, I didn't want it to, because it would have been number one for me, I think. And I didn't. Yeah, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to take the place of something that, a little bit more. I just want to talk a little bit more of a for me personally, I wanted to talk about more traditional Christmas movies. But yeah, I mean, I just didn't want it to be. Yeah, for me, I just didn't want it to be my boring number one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Because everybody knows we love Die Hard. We just gave it a golden reel score a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's the first movie that enters our golden reel vaults. So that's how highly we think of Die Hard.
Can't stop.
It's a perfectly written movie.
It's what?
It's a perfectly written movie.
Oh yeah.
So Brad, what is your number two?
It could be.
Number two for me is going to be Home Alone. We've already talked about it. We're talking about it again. I'm sorry, guys, but it's here. It's number two. I love it. It's one just like Home Alone 2. It's one of those that I've watched as a kid since growing up. I think I watched Home Alone 2 more as a kid, but now that I'm an adult, I prefer the first one. And just because it's a little bit more grounded. But I love it. You got Harry, you got Marv, you got freaking Kevin McAllister, dude. Perfect trio. And I just love, we'll go out, we'll get a bite to eat, we'll come back up around 9 o'clock. Freaking Marvin there, Harry, I mean.
We're the wet bandits.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I love it. He says, this is it. Don't get scared now. All that stuff's gold, man. I love it. He's sitting there eating ice cream.
Not like 100%. Why are you dressed like a chicken?
Why do you have your shoes off?
So good, man.
It's great. I love the whole thing. Just it brings me back to my childhood every time I see it. Just because I used to try all the same shenanigans that Kevin McAllister's doing with my older brother. I used to try to make traps around the house. I tied freaking strings to doorknobs and made him knock over a towel. Whatever you did. I mean, I did all kinds of crazy shit. And yeah, I mean, it's good stuff. I watched this movie hundreds of times as a kid. It didn't matter what time of the year it was. I was just watching it. And yeah, again, Harry, Marv, they're the best. It makes me want pizza every time I watch it. Because at the beginning, they got the pizza party going on. Hey, I'm going to have to barf it up if you want some. It's all gone. And then
no good yellow pizza.
Snakes. I haven't heard of any snakes.
And is that the one too where it's keep the change, you filthy animal?
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. I love it. I can't go to bed with Fuller. He wets the bed. He's over there with his Coke. Yeah, it was good. Love it. It's great. It's the best. I watch it every year. The wife and I both love this movie. We watch it constantly.
Awesome.
Oh,
stuff.
And also I got to throw in the Marv when he has the spider and he freaking screams on his face. The Marv scream. Yeah, I would do it, but I would wake everybody up in this neighborhood. But it's it's awesome, man.
Awesome, man. I'm glad that movie just has a special place for you. So that's always awesome to hear. My number two, we mentioned this already. It's Jingle All the Way, and I freaking yeah. And I've seen this movie before in the past as a child and all that, and remember liking it. But the last time I actually watched it, and shame on me, was with Brad. And gosh, after that, fell in love with the movie. Such a great movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger was fantastic. And as Brad mentioned earlier, it does have a great message about it's not about the gift. It's about just spending time with your family, especially your child. Because your child's not going to care much. Of course, it's nice to give them the thing that they always want, but all what they really want is just to spend family with their parents. And that's just a very strong message. And lastly, I love Booster.
God, nobody likes Booster. What are you talking about? I love it, dude. I love it. I just love the whole thing. Where he gets on the phone, he's like, "Dance impressive." Yeah, he's naming off the reindeer. But of course, like the toy station, when he fought the giant, the Big Show, as Santa Claus, and after all that, all the FBI comes out and he grabs that toy badge, going, "You just blew a 3-year operation." He's chasing that kid around on the mall with a ball. He said, give me my ball. Give me my ball now.
Oh my gosh! I mean, of course, the one person I hate in this movie is that dad. You know, that's trying to get with all the girls in the neighborhood.
Yeah, he's drinking the eggnog and he gets smacked on his face at the end. That was gold.
Yeah, and then he goes like, "These cookies are so good. Put the cookie." Oh, I can't say enough nice things about Jingle All the Way, or we'll be here forever. So, Chris, I think it's
I love
time.
that movie. To be fair, I love Jingle All the Way. It just wasn't. I don't think I saw it until it was like later that I saw it. So it wasn't like this. Like a lot of my Christmas movies that I chose were like all about like childhood, like reminiscing and things like that.
Sure.
Those are the ones you latch on to, and I was like, Jingle All the Way. It's a great movie. I still love it. It just came a little bit later for me, so it's like I'd already been stuck with these other ones, and I
totally makes sense. Yeah,
Hey,
that's why. That's why my top two are my top two is literally because of that.
Yeah, and so I will go with my top one, and oh man, I gotta go with it. When my baby sister she's 8 years younger than me, and she loved this movie. And so the first Christmas that this movie came out, I had to watch it like a whole year, and I hated it. I was like, I'll never watch this movie again. And now every time I see it, I just think about her like as a little kid. And it's very much like my whole childhood. So I'll say The Grinch, number one, man. Jim Carrey's Grinch, which may be a little controversial because everybody likes the original, which I do too. This one just happens to be more, in line with, for me. This is what I had to watch and go through like every fucking Christmas. After my sister was born, she would sing the song every year. We had to watch the movie. I hated it, and now I can't get enough of it. Every year I watch it, and it takes me back to that. So I say Jim Carrey's Grinch, Ron Howard's Grinch, number one, man. I couldn't live without it. Couldn't picture Christmas without that movie. So that's my number one.
Yeah, and that is an excellent one, Chris. I'm glad you brought it up. Jim Carrey got to be, like I said for like Will Ferrell, he got to be Will Ferrell for Elf. Jim Carrey got to be Jim Carrey with the Grinch.
I agree with that. Yes,
yeah, and he has so many memorable lines of like the Huba going, "Hey, Tate, hey, Tate,
no, entirely. Yes.
And then of course my all-time favorite singer is "What Would I Wear?" And then he gets the little blanket from the kitchen table, and it just does it perfectly. And then he just knocks all the shit off because that's not what he was intending to do.
No, he's yelling to the echo, "You're an idiot! You're an idiot!"
Or he goes, "I'm an idiot! I'm an idiot! You're an idiot!" I'm gonna whisper like this, so the echo ain't got this side. I say, "You're an idiot!"
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, dude. So, yeah, I actually got a better appreciation for that movie, and it's on Netflix too. So I will be revisiting that movie soon.
Please do, man. It's really good. It's better than I feel like a lot of people give it credit for. So
I agree with that.
My number one, man.
Well, you ready for number? Yo,
Let's
you ready,
Daddy? Come on.
All right, here we go. This might surprise you guys. This is a very nostalgic movie for me, a very sentimental movie. Kind of the same reasons, honestly, about The Grinch for you is why this is my number one, and it's going to be the 1994 classic, The Santa Claus. Not Santa Claus the Claus, Santa Claus the Claus. Not wait, yeah, whatever. Either way, you got Bernard in there, and the reason being, man, not only is this movie great, but it's great for me because ever since it came out in 94, I was like 5 years old at this time, 3 years old actually. And from the point of then up until, now, this has always been the movie that I've watched on Christmas Eve, going to bed, waiting for Santa Claus to come the next day. Because this was I would always go spend the night in my brother's room on Christmas Eve night. And my brother and I, who was 8 years older than me, we would watch this movie every time as we went to bed, waiting on Santa Claus coming the next day. So it was very sentimental to me. Love the movie. Even to this day, the music in the movie brings me right back to freaking when I was a freaking 5-year-old waiting on my Nintendo 64 to be delivered by Santa Claus the next morning. So it's awesome. It's fantastic. And not only, I mean, the nostalgia is big for me for this one, but I just, even now, I love the movie. From the beginning, you get a great introduction to Tim Allen. And this is when he was in his prime, and he's like, oh, you wouldn't believe the traffic out here. Hey, you, that's not very ladylike. And then he shows up, and his son Charlie's there. And the whole thing where the first 30, 40 minutes of the movie is what I absolutely love. After that, whatever. But the whole part where he is becoming Santa Claus for the first time, going in, delivering the kayaks and stuff. And when he's trying to make dinner for Charlie, and he says, he's looking at the cookbook, and he says, 4 hours. And then it has a freaking awesome shot of the TV. It's got all the freaking great entrees there on the table, and it pans out to his table where he's actually cooking the stuff, where he's trying to cook from the recipes. And it's all burnt and charred, and you got like a jar of freaking yams on there. It's like still in the can shape, and it's still just freaking just drawn back. Great stuff. And then they go to, you like Usu Kukubuku, Charlie? They're closed. Then they go to the Denny's. It's an American institution. They're always open. They go in there. Eggnog. We're out. Oh, regular milk's fine. All that. It's gold, man. I love all that. The music that plays is fantastic. Tim Allen is gold. Everything about it is, I just love it, man. Tim Allen knocks it out of the park. Something's wrong with the scale. Something's wrong with the beer.
How about the lactose-free milk?
Yeah, I am lactose intolerant.
Oh my gosh! But no,
I love this movie so much, man. It's very good.
No, guys, this is awesome. This is again what movies can do for movie lovers like us. Like just putting us in the Christmas spirit, the nostalgia. Like I just love how Chris has a great story with his number one. Brad has a great story with his number one. I have a good story with my number one as well. So, Chris, this could be maybe be a future slash it out possibly. So, my number one is the original cartoon How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And this was the first Christmas movie that my mom introduced me to, and just like the song, the colors, just the whole spirit of Christmas, all jam packed into one movie. Fantastic, and I loved the Grinch character and all the rhyming and all of that. Of like, see, I can go so many directions of why I love this movie. It means so much to me. I watched it every December. I at least watched this movie once per day. Like as a child, I loved the movie that much. And I respect the Jim Carrey movie. I love everything they tried to do with it. It was just really hard to create an hour-and-a-half movie on a cartoon that's only like 25 to 30 minutes. So, but again, I do respect what your movie did. So I will not hate on that movie for trying to be its own unique self. But the original, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, to me, it's a great Christmas story for people that don't like the spirit of Christmas, and just like how Christmas can change somebody from like negative, like from grew 3 sizes that day. Like I have so much love and respect for this movie, and I just love How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original, and plus we get that iconic song, "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." Yeah, like such an iconic song. Everybody can identify exactly where that song comes from. And just How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original cartoon, not the new one from Illumination, not that one. I thought that was just okay. Yeah, it was just okay. So my number one, the original, OG, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, best movie ever. Like best Christmas movie ever.
I would easily go along with that, sir. I love the original. I watched it many times. I was introduced to it. My grandmother watched it every year at Christmas. Same thing. It really wasn't until my baby sister was born that we got into the whole Jim Carrey thing. Mm-hmm. I think that it was just kind of pressed upon me. So that's why it kind of got ingrained in me so deeply. But I do love the original just the same. And I have not watched the 2018, 17, whatever it was, version of it.
You're not missing anything.
Yeah, most people said it was not good, so I avoid it.
Yeah, they just again try to drag out the story like from a 30-minute Christmas, like the OG is 30 minutes. They try to drag it out to an hour and a half, like even more so than the Jim Carrey one. I'm like, how in the world did they drag out that story a lot more than the Jim Carrey version? Because I didn't think that was possible, but that Illumination one, it really did it.
I got to point out that my honorable mention, Home Alone 2, actually features a scene from The Grinch, the original cartoon.
There you go.
So, and then it's got Tim Curry as Pennywise. Well, it's got not Pennywise in the movie, but Tim Curry's in Halloween 2. No, he's not.
Halloween.
You
know what? We call beers with the bros for a reason, Daddy.
Man. But Brad, what do you think about the OG Grinch?
The OG Grinch I have not seen since I was a kid. So I need to revisit that. I actually haven't seen the remake in a while either. I know
the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah, we just got it on Black Friday. I know Michelle really likes that one, so we'll see how it goes. I'll probably end up rewatching that before Christmas, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably my plan.
I need to revisit that classic because I honestly don't even remember it.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, please revisit that. It's so much nostalgia there for me. Like it's like near and dear to my heart. Like you gotta rewatch it.
Both the Grinches are worth revisiting. Honestly, if you haven't seen either one of them,
I would say that's even a good back-to-back feature.
Oh yeah, they're both very good. I think, and I will make another mention on here. The only other thing that I had written down on here that I didn't bring up, it's like it's a newer movie. It hasn't really been like, it's not really worth including, you know what I mean? Like on a newer list or whatever. Just a movie though that I really enjoy that I think is like a really good Christmas movie.
I think I know where you're going.
Is The Night Before. Have you guys seen this?
Oh, actually, you did not go in the direction I thought you were getting ready to go.
Yeah, this movie only came out like probably 2 or 3 years ago. The Night Before, it's like Seth Rogen, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Anthony Mackie.
I think I heard of that before.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of off the rails. I put it on here because I really do enjoy it a lot. But I couldn't, it couldn't contend with classics. But it is really a really good movie. I think it's on Netflix or maybe on Prime or something. But it's really a good movie. Like it's a good message. It's a fun movie if you get a chance to watch it. But The Night Before, yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
What about Trading Places? Is that a Christmas movie?
Kind of. It takes place during Christmas. Dan Aykroyd is one of my all-time heroes.
I love Trading Places, dude.
Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis. I would, under no circumstances, would I trade a movie in that I got to see her nude. So, yeah, you definitely get to see her titties in that movie. So,
I'm looking at this list now.
That in for anything.
But no, I'm actually glad we're talking about this. Like, this is like the part that I was wanting us to talk about after we do our top 5. It's just the movies we didn't mention. And probably a lot of people are probably really disappointed in us that we didn't mention one particular movie.
I was gonna say, I think I have what you're putting down for sure because I'm looking at it right now.
What is it?
Gremlins?
No, but that I have not seen Gremlins. That's high on my watch.
Gremlins, but I feel like I know where you're. What is it?
What do you have a guess, Chris?
Not right offhand, but I feel like there's a big one that
we're Christmas Story.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the hint that it plays for 24 hours on Christmas.
Story or Miracle on 34th Street or something.
I'll see. I heard that was a good one, but no, it was A Christmas Story. Which the reason it's not honorable mention or a top 5 for me, it's just I hate to get myself in trouble here, but I think it's kind of overrated.
I just got burnt out on it.
I think the only time that I ever watched A Christmas Story was in school, like in high school, like around Christmas. They would just like the last couple of days of school, instead of giving us class or whatever, they would make us watch that movie, and I always watched it, so it had this. I think it has this feeling like attached to it, where it's just like, whatever. Can we just get this movie over so I can get the fuck out of class?
Yeah, and it's on 24 hours a day. Like, no movie needs to be played for 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just not even that great. I mean, I get the message in it, but it's just not even that great. Like, it's
the only message I got is don't get a toy gun because she'll shoot your eye. And then,
it's a great movie, man. I got burnt out on it because I did used to watch it. Like, I literally did watch it 24 hours a day on Christmas.
You're crazy.
So yeah, I got burnt out on it.
Shoot. Another one, like an honorable mention, if we did like 3 honorable mentions, and probably y'all don't know about this one, but have y'all ever heard of The Office Christmas Party from 2016?
Yes, I have. I fucking love
like that movie.
Dude, I like that one. Probably one of my favorite comedy Christmas movie, if not for Christmas Vacation. So underrated.
That's a great cast, yeah.
Yeah, amazing cast, amazing over-the-top scenarios. That is just absolutely hilarious.
Also, maybe the funniest performance in the whole thing, and I can never remember, Kate, what is her name? SNL actress, is it McKinnon? Kate McKinnon?
Yeah, the blonde chick that does the good impersonations.
Or she's like, I have been farting this entire time. You know, it's like in the car. And everybody's like, what is this? She's like, please eat some cheese. I've been farting this entire time, or something like that, you know?
Yeah. And
McKinnon, something like that.
Yeah, and Olivia Munn's in it, and to me, she's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm as big a fan as her acting, but she just looks gorgeous while trying to do it. I just can't get it out of my head that she played Psylocke in that X-Men Apocalypse. Like, that ruined that for me.
I
think she's a fairly good actor. Sorry, Brad, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother.
No, I like Office Christmas Party quite a bit. I'm glad you brought that up. There's another one I was going to bring up that you guys are probably going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about, Brad? But it's one that I've really enjoyed. And it's got like a 6 on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's Christmas with the Cranks with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I was going to say Tim Allen again. It's also Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Actually, your boy, freaking Aykroyd's in there. I don't know what Dan Aykroyd's in there as a little side character, and he's fantastic, man.
Shoot, I just even thought of 2 more movies that are probably worth mentioning for Christmas movies.
What's that?
The recent one that came out on Netflix, like this year, they came out with its sequel, the Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell.
Hey, Kurt Russell's a badass.
He looks like a fantastic Santa Claus. Absolutely.
That is one that I had also considered, because honestly, like, of all the movies, like the Christmas movies that come out these days, I thought Christmas Chronicles was actually really good. I haven't watched the sequel yet.
Yeah, I haven't got it.
I thought Kurt Russell made a damn good Santa Claus.
He did, man. I thought it got a little cheesy, particularly there towards the end. I'm looking at the list. I'm actually looking at the 63 best. I just pulled it up. The 63 best Christmas movies of all time, according to Rotten Tomatoes. And they're actually interesting story. They're not in tomato order, if you will. This is actually a ranking that somebody took the time to make. But Christmas Chronicles 2 is actually above Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah, because ain't Christmas Chronicles 2 just about the Mrs. Claus that's included in the story? That's from what I understood.
Yeah, Goldie's in there. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell back together at last again.
Yeah, and they're married, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for a long time, 30 years or so.
Yeah.
They got Krampus in here, dude.
Oh, Krampus?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And speaking of the scary movies for on Christmas, I've watched one recently, not that long ago. Better Watch Out.
That movie sucked, dude.
Do what?
That movie sucked.
You don't like it?
It was horrible.
Are you serious? Dude, I had a blast with that movie. Like, yeah, it did a complete 180 on me from what I thought the movie was going to be about, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Huh?
Are you at home right now? Because I'm getting in this car and I'm coming over there.
You don't know where I live. I gave it, just to make it even make you more mad, I gave it a 4 out of 5.
A 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it
I
a good Tosche station.
You just rolling. I'm leaving.
I had a good time with it, but I'd probably give it like a 3. Like a 3. The freaking, it was ridiculous how they let this little kid freaking.
That much. The acting was so bad, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? It wasn't a good movie.
Really?
I had a good time with it, but it's not like, I wouldn't say it's amazing. I liked I didn't like how the little kid was beaten.
For me, I consider amazing. Before, it's just like a really just fun, good time movie. Yeah, the acting's not the best in the world, but just like the story they had, and just did that complete 180 on you, really took me in for a ride.
I didn't like how they had the little kid beating ass the whole time. I didn't like that at all. But you know,
but
right here,
took a page out of Home Alone, didn't they?
It's 25 on the list of Rotten Tomatoes best movies, though. Christmas movies.
There
It's
you
got
go.
89.
I was
It's got
giving you a hard time, though, Bert. I was just messing, man. I really didn't hate it that much.
I definitely had a good time with it. It would be like a 3.5 for
I
me.
would never put it on any kind of a list, but it wasn't. I mean, it was worth watching. I thought.
Oh yeah, at least once.
Hey, Chris, what about this one, dude? I didn't realize. I'll have to rewatch this.
You know what I want to do? I should have put Fat Man on there.
I haven't seen
Is that new one I heard about with
No, Gibson and Walton Goggins.
Yes, or somebody like that. I've heard about that movie recently.
I have not watched it yet, but I'm about to. I have a couple. I have several credits saved up on Amazon, so I can rent it for free. I think I'm going to rent it and watch it soon. I'm sorry, Brad. I didn't mean to interrupt you, dude. What you got?
No, I was going to say, like, this is number 23. Number 23, guys and gals, on the Rotten Tomatoes list. And I don't even, like, I remember, I actually love this movie, but I don't remember it being a Christmas movie. And that movie is Shane Black's Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Never heard of that movie.
Oh, it's a fantastic flick, but I just don't remember.
Movie, but that's not under. It may take place at Christmas, but I guess that makes it a Christmas movie. Otherwise, I have to throw fucking Die Hard out of my list. You know what I mean?
Well, Die Hard on here, my man, is actually it's number 12 on their list.
Well, technically, Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie. It had those Christmas lights in the background.
Well, Lethal Weapon's not on the list, but Die Hard is. It's number 12 of all time.
And there we go. Like, what more of an indication did people need that it's not being a Christmas movie? Like, I know I heard recently that Bruce Willis said it wasn't a Christmas movie, but it's not.
Bruce Willis was also an old fucking dude that, like, he's not.
Yeah, he's not.
Like,
I'm telling
Die
you,
Hard 5.
Bruce Willis is so bitter now about Hollywood and everything that he was just like, fuck everything. I hate everybody. Do
you not blame him? They made him do Die Hard 5.
No, he is the reason Die Hard 5 sucks, because he freaking walked through that thing.
Well, yeah, because maybe he didn't want to do it.
We're talking about A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yeah, dude, it was the worst. It was the dog shittest movie I've ever seen. It was.
Oh yeah, I saw Bert also gave it half a star.
Yeah, it's our very first ever dog shit from a horse's ass, and it truly deserves it.
Dude, oh my god!
I never watched it. Now the PG-13
Live Free or Die Hard.
Die Hard with Justin Long, I could tolerate. It wasn't.
It's a good movie.
It's such a good movie. I forgot how good it was.
They have an unrated version of it though. That's way better.
Yippee Ki Yay, and then he shoots through the fucking open wound in his chest.
Love it.
Rocksteady.
Love it.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she's pretty hot. Dude.
Yeah, if she goes like, you shot yourself. Yeah, it just seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah,
I love it, dude. But they do have an unrated version where he completes the Yippee Ki Yay saying.
Yeah.
Is there? I never saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the unrated version. The unrated version is much better. I don't have it though, unfortunately. But yeah, I love. Yeah, that fits Die Hard.
Is Timothy Oliphant the villain in that, right? Or
Gabriel.
I was thinking so, but I hadn't seen that movie in a long time. So
yeah,
it's a great flick.
And guys, we're sorry we got off track on that. Be sure to revisit. Like we discussed the whole entire franchise of Die Hard 5 or of Die Hard. So
Die Harder.
I know.
Here's one, guys. You probably haven't seen this, guys, but Michelle and I watched this the other night, and actually, I really dug it. And it's a Netflix original that came out last year. It's called Klaus, and it's got J.K. Simmons playing the role of Santa Claus, sort of, but it's a really different take on the whole thing. I would recommend. It's a cartoon. But yeah, for a freaking cartoon, it was a really good movie, man. I would definitely. It got an Academy Award nomination for Best Animated Film last year. Toy Story 4 got the award eventually, but it was it's a good movie, man.
Oh, I'm gonna have to add that to the watch list for sure.
Yeah,
it's honestly,
no doubt.
It's probably one of the best Netflix original movies they've made, just because it's got a lot going for it. It's a really cool story of how Santa Claus came to be, and it's like it's set back in the time before Santa Claus, and then Santa Claus becomes Santa Claus. It's cool. Y'all dig it if you like.
As you're looking for the list, Brad, are y'all like fans of the original like stuff like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman, and just the and what's the other one called where it's like the story of Saint Nick? What's that?
I
one
like
called?
them. I haven't seen those in a long time. That's the problem. That's the problem with my list. Okay, my top 3 is probably not going to change, but the third one's got potential. But I have not seen, like I said earlier, It's a Wonderful Life, A Miracle on 34th Street, Reindeer Rudolph.
I'm a big fan of Rudolph the Red-Nosed
long
Reindeer.
time. Yeah,
and I heard even Brad's a fan of Jack Frost, the horror movie.
I actually did like that movie when it came out.
Really? Damn.
I like the original Jack Frost, like the not horror movie. The regular Jack Frost. Like when I was a kid, I loved it.
With Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, dude.
Yeah, that was a nice movie.
Yeah.
I liked them both. The Jack Frost, the horror movie, obviously came out when I was like 8 or something. I don't know what year it came out, but I was into it. And the one with the harmonica with Michael Keaton, that one was pretty good too.
Yeah, he played in the band and all that shit. He came back.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Brad, is there any more that we forgot to mention according to your list?
We mentioned Edward Scissorhands.
Really?
Jingle Jangle, I haven't seen this year. It came out on Netflix.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Wait a minute. Did Tom Hanks ever do a Christmas movie?
Polar Express.
Polar Express, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a good one too. That's a strong Christmas movie. Even though it kind of got ruined for me when they did like a little makeup video where they put "I'm in love with the Coco" in that Coco scene. Like they just kind of ruined the movie for me.
I don't know I've never seen that one.
I'll show you the clip later.
But on the list here, it's got Batman Returns from 1992, which is good.
It's not a Christmas movie.
It's set at Christmas time.
It's set in the winter, and plus it makes sense with the penguin.
They got a Christmas Horror Story on here. I never saw that one.
Okay.
It's got what? What does that say? No consensus. It's got 83. Black Christmas is on this list. That's cool. No, I think we mentioned them all, man. Night Before.
I figure we were getting to the point where it gets into the ones we talked about heavy. But I appreciate that article having Black Christmas up there that high.
I do as well. It's got 2 versions of Miracle on 34th Street. It's got several versions of the Grinch on here. And it's got both the Christmas Chronicles movies on here. So that's cool.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's everything. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Or
that's pretty much it for me. I'm in the full Christmas spirit now after this video.
I am too.
Dude. If I didn't have a fucking Saint Nick full-fledged fucking elephant trunk in my pants, I do now.
We should have had eggnog during this with whiskey in it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that was a good idea.
A splash of whiskey in it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds disgusting, but it's actually really good.
Well, it was fun. We had a good time, and I think I think that's pretty much going to do it for us at this point, man.
Is it time to close it out?
It's time to close it out, Bert. Go ahead
All
and
right,
tell us.
well, let's close it out. What did you all think about our top 5 Christmas movies and our honorable mentions? Did we mention a lot of our movies in your all's list? Let us know in the comments section. Let us know if your top 5 in that comment section, and let's just get that jolly old spirit conversation alive and well.
And if you want to help us find the good reels, you can do so by locating us on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitter, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for those longer episodes. We're gonna
absolutely. And be sure to like our video, share, and subscribe to our channel. All that really helps us grow as a YouTube channel, so we appreciate all the support on that. And of course, ring that bell, ding, 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 which is kind of funny because it's, a jolly good season. Ring that bell so you know when the next video is up and rolling.
Absolutely, and we will see you guys very soon.
What is wrong with you, Grumpy?
I was trying to get out of this room, and now I couldn't believe what he chose, and now I'm sad.
Do you even know what he chose?
What's wrong with Black Christmas? That bro has had too many beers.